Okay, done. So let's start class. What we are learning last class? So we are pending with completing try with resources. Tell me. As part of the topic try with resources, we have learned few points. Quickly, I want to revise. Some students missed yesterday, right? You didn't learn. So I stopped the class yesterday. Let me quickly revise. I forgot actually you offline students. Every time I forgot online. Now I forgot offline. Now Java 7 has two new features. Try, catch, and finally. Okay. Now, as part of the try, we have one new feature. As part of catch, we have another new feature. With finally, we don't have any new feature. That is the point number one. So the first feature name is what? Try with resource. Second feature name is catch with multiple exceptions. The target of try with resources is closing resources automatically. What is a resource? A resource is nothing but an object. One object is there. In our Java program, we have created one object. Now, this object is connected to external file. What are the external files? Number one, file. Number two, network computer. Number three, database. Okay, number three, database. Okay, then now the question, this is our Java application. Now the Java application connected with one object, it is connecting to external, what commonly we call all these are resources. Then because this object is connecting to the resources, we call it as what? Resource. For example, I am creating one object connecting, representing one student. What we call it as? Student. I am creating one object representing what? Employee. What we call it as? Employee. Okay. Similarly, I created one object representing these external resources. We call it as what? Resource. Then when should I call an object is a resource object? A object that has a connection to the external resources is called what? Resource. Once you create the resource object, you must close those connections after the usage completed. Okay. After usage completed, you must close the connections. Then now in order to close the connections, I have to call on this object dot one special method called what? Close. Okay. Now where I should call this close method? This close method must execute compulsory. To call this close method, I have to use what? Finally block. Now tell me, where I create this object? Inside try. And where I use this object? Inside try. And if at all any exceptions are coming from this try block, those exceptions we are catching. And after catch block completed, we have to write what? Finally. Inside finally, we should call close method. This is up to Java 1.6 version or Java 6 version. From Java 7 version, Sun Microsystems. Okay. All developers are writing finally block for developing what code? Cleanup code. Hope you remember the definition of finally. Finally is used for placing cleanup code. Cleanup code is nothing but objects, resources, releasing logic. Objects, resources, releasing logic. Resource is nothing but the object that have connections to external resources. So in order to close these connections, what we require? We have to develop one logic. That logic is calling close method. This logic is the same for all programmers in all projects. When something is common to all programmers, then who has to write that logic? Sun Microsystem. In first chapter, Sun Microsystem promised what? You don't do, I will do everything. If something you are writing, if it is a common to all the people, you don't write. Already have developed, go and check and reuse. If it is specific to your project application, logic development, then you write yourself, I cannot write. If it is found it is a common to all, you don't write. I have already written, go and check. So up to Java 4 version, Sun Microsystem target is, up to Java 4 version or 1.4 version, Sun Microsystem target is from Java 5 version onwards, Sun Microsystem target is, providing, writing the common logic or reusable logic on what? Syntaxes. Okay. They want to decrease the syntaxes. Earlier, you writing, I am writing, everyone writing the same syntax based code. From Java 5 version onwards, they want to eliminate this repeated syntax by writing one small shortcut code. Okay. For example, I want to write for loop to retrieve the values from where? Array. Then for that, I have to write 3 expression syntax. It is a decrease to what? For each loop, 2 expressions only. So like this, there are so many benefits they have given in Java 5 version. And then in Java 7 version, they have focused on eliminating this finally block. Okay, from Java 7 version onwards, you no need to write this finally block. Ask compiler will write finally block behalf of you. How can we ask finally block? How can I ask a compiler to add finally block? For that purpose, you have to write one small statement like this. Earlier, you were creating objects inside try body. Now you should write objects in try parenthesis. The new syntax is what? Parenthesis. Here, in this parenthesis, you must create your object 1, your object 2, object 3. And use that object dot your method calls. And again, second object dot method calls. And then catch if you got any exceptions from this try block. Catch of some exception E. Catch up exception E. So try resources and then what? Logic and then catch block. Then do I need to write finally or not required? Not required. Then is this code is remained as it is in the .class file? No. This code is rewritten by compiler software. Try open bracket, closed bracket, old code. Here what we got? Declarations. Okay, na? Variable declaration like old we write. Variable declaration and variable initialization equal to objects creation logic, and then that variable dot method calls, and then catch of open bracket, closed bracket, and finally will come here. Who is writing finally now? Compiler software. Finally with different logic. Finally with what? That objects dot close method. Objects dot close method. Tell me, is this variable dot close method directly will come? No, because it may throw null pointer exception, because variable declaration we done with what? Null. Then we are initializing. This try block may or may not execute. When it is not executed, what will come? We have to verify variable not equal to null. Then only call what? Close method. If a variable is a null, we'll get null pointer exception. So in Java 1.6 version, this code who is writing? We writing. From Java 7 version onwards, we are no need to write. In place of finally block, we have to write what? Parenthesis. We write what? Parenthesis, and then resources you write. Hope you all understand that? So try with resource is a Java 7 new feature. It is given for automatic resources management. Management is nothing but closing. Automatic resources closing. But people are calling it as what? Management. So what is try with resource and why try with resource? Using try with resource, what the meaning of this automatic resources management? Using try with resource, we can make the connection based objects such as IO, socket, JDBC object closed automatically at end of the try block. Okay, na? Right. Who is making automatically close? Compiler. It means using try with resource feature, we no need to place finally block with the close method call. With this new feature, try with resources, behalf of the programmer. Behalf of the programmer means in place of programmer. Compiler software will place finally block with the close method call at compilation time. Where? In Java file or .class file? In .class file. By handling what exception? Null pointer exception with if not equal to null condition. Hope you all understand that? Right. Then this feature, try with resources, guarantees calling close method at end of try block on the resource object and closes its connection. The try with resources statement is a try statement. This is up to now, it's my explanation. Okay, whatever I understood, I have written there with the explanation. Now the Sun Microsystem given statement, what? Shortcut way. The try with resources statement is a try statement Try statement that declares one or more resources. And the syntax wise he is talking. So try with resources statement is a try statement. Try statement, try, open bracket, closed bracket, that declares one or more resources. Then what is a resource means? A resource is an object, is a normal object that must be closed of the program is finished with it. That means close means what type of object it is, normal object or closable object? Closable object. Connection, contained object. An object that contain connection to external resources is called what? Resource. The try with resources statement ensures that each resource is closed at end of the try statement. That means as a programmer, you don't need to worry about a resource will take care. Any object that implements java.lang.auto closable interface either directly or indirectly can be used as resource. What is the meaning of auto closable? It is a interface. Tell me, I want to tell array lion object must have a method called what? Eat. Tiger object must also have what? Eat. Elephant object also must have eat. Can you, if we create all these classes individually, can you guarantee these methods contain the eat method? No. What we do in project, we will create eat method as what? Abstract method. Eat method as a abstract method. Where we create abstract method? Inside interface. Interface allows us to create abstract method. Inside interface, we create abstract method and we will ask all these lion, tiger, elephant as a subtype of interface. The moment they are subtype of interface, abstract method forcing the interface, forcing the subtypes to implement that method or not? Abstract method is mandatory to implement. Concrete method is optional to implement. Accept it. You don't know, I know it. Okay, na? So because interface topic not completed, at this stage, just you try to accept it. You know abstract method, concrete method, methods chapter. So abstract method implementing in subclass is what? Mandatory. Concrete method implementation in subclass is what? Optional. If I want, as a superclass developer, if you want to force the subclasses to implement method, what should I do? I must take interface with what? Abstract method. Then now the subclasses are forced to implement that method. Everyone understand that? Now tell me. Now, try with resource must call close method on the object you are writing here. Yes or no? What is the target of try with resource? The objects which you have created inside try parenthesis, on that object, compiler software must call which method? Close method. In order to call this close method compulsory on this object, these objects must contain close method definition inside them, na? Then how can we force, or how Sun Microsystem force the close method is available in this resource object? That is where they have introduced a concept called what? Auto closable interface with what method? Close method. I am taking a class called A. Now this A class is not implementing auto closable. That means this object contain close method or not there? Not there. Then can I use this A object as a resource to the try block? No. Compiler throw error. Everyone accepting her? Right. Then tell me, I want to guaranteely contain close method in my object and wanted to call by close method by try method. Try block. What should I do? I have to make my class deriving from where? Auto closable interface. When you derive your class from auto closable interface forcing subclasses to have close method. Then when you have close method, the close method can call by try block, then your object is allowed. So if interviewer asks a question, what type of objects I can use as a try with resource? What will you answer? Auto closable implementation classes objects only we can use as a resource. Why? To try with resource is meant for calling close method on the object which you have created here. Which type of objects are guaranteed contain close method? Only auto closable. Can I hope all people understand? So what the rule? What type of objects allowed to store inside a try parenthesis? Only auto closable. Already we learned this point, a similar point we learned. Tell me, after throw keyword, can I write any type of object? No. Why? What type of object only allowed? Throwable. Why throwable only? Because throw is meant for throwing an object. When you throw an object, it must be caught. After catching, we will call internally e dot get message, e dot print stack trace methods. Where these methods are available in throwable class. Following? So if your class is not subclass from throwable, these methods are not available, then we cannot get the information of that object further. To force you to be only, to force only throwable class object, now your class must be subclass of what? Throwable. Similarly, if you want to try to call close method on your object, your class must be subclass of whom now? Auto closable. So read once again this point. The try with resources statement is a try statement that declares one or more resource. A resource is an object that must be closed after the program. If you want an object definitely must be closed, you should have close method. Close method is forced by auto closable interface. So the object we are creating inside try must be what type of object? Auto closable type. Hope you all understand up to now. So what the full syntax of try with resource? Try parenthesis, what type of object allowed? Auto closable type object creation statement. That is what? Variable declaration equal to new constructor call. Now further we write what here? Regular logic as we have written in earlier programs. This logic that performs operation on the above resource object. Did you write any try block or finally block here? No. Try block or, did you write any catch or finally block? No. Why? Because try with resource is itself is try finally. So finally block, you no need to write, compiler will write. Hope you all understand this syntax? Next. If you create a try block with resource object, after try block, we no need to place catch or finally block because compiler will place finally block internally. Okay, what is the sample code? Look at the sample code with the try with resource to display data on console by using print stream. Input java.io.print stream, test writer. Now I'm writing try parenthesis, what written? Print stream ps equal to new print stop system.out ps.println. That's it. I have not written anything here. No finally, no catch. Compiled or not? Yes. Executed or not? Yes. What is the output you will get? High only. After try with resource will come or not? Why? Why? System.out is passed to print stream. At end of the try, ps.close method is called. Close method closing print stream, also closing what? System dot. So this is up to core Java knowledge. Hope you all understand what is try with resource. Yesterday I have explained all these points. One more time I gave you revision for the missing people. Still, any doubts? Online students? One minute, 1 minute. हाँ बोलो. Why? System.out already has a connection when JVM started. Na? This is console. Okay. And this is our Java program. Akhil, did I use any auto closable interface in my program? If you type explicitly, then you need import statement. Now this is our Java application, right? Inside Java application, as part of system class, out variable is there, right? Then out variable has a connected to console. Right? Then you create what? Print stream object. Now the print stream object is connected to system.out. End of the try block, ps dot what you call? Close. The meaning of the close method on ps is not only close, ps object connection. Is ps object has any connection actually? No. PS object connection is nothing but what? System.out connection. Nah? So when you call close method of print stream internally calls the source dot close. Okay, na? What is the source you pass as argument to print stream? System.out. On the system.out, what is called close. Then the system.out is closed. System.out you are opening or you are accessing the variable? Already connection closed, na? Who created again?
You close the door, I can open up. If you have closed the door, I can open.
Come again. Come again.
If you have closed the door.
Close that?
Close the door. I can open or not?
Where you open? Yeah, I closed, right? Yes, your point is correct. I closed. Then where you open? System.out you are calling. You are not creating, na? Object is closed, na? That's what I'm saying. You are not catching my point. The connection to the system.out is closed. Now out is empty. The variable out doesn't have connection to the console because you call the close method. Connection is closed. The connection is not there. Bro, you cannot open. That's what I'm saying. Who create the connection to the console? JVM. When you want to, if you want to again out object, what should I do? I have to run this program again. Now you have, I connected to my friend. I'm talking. Then the same phone I gave to you. Then you connected to my phone, my friend. What you did? You click on that end button and given phone to me. How can I talk? Who called? I should call, na? I'm not calling. I'm just taking the phone into my hand. System.out is just a phone. Okay? That system.out, the phone should have background my friend connection. Na? When you call dial button, end button, when you click, the connection to your friend is closed. Then who created again? No one has created. Understood? All you guys understand? So when you call print stream.close, the JVM internally created a connection to the console is closed. The connection is not there now. Then if you write system.out, you can access the out variable, but now it is what? Empty object, connection not there. So if you write system.out.println, can data can go? No, because there is no connection. You take a mobile into your hand and saying, talking, hello, hello, who will listen? No one will listen. Hi will not go because connection is not there. Then what should I do? Again, I have to create connection. If it is a file connection, I can create. How can I connect console connection? Console connection logic is not there with me. That is there with where? JVM software. Then I have to again run JVM software one more time. Everyone understand? Right. So this is the very, very important point. When we pass system.out to any stream, on that stream object, if you call close method, it will not only close the print stream or other stream object, it is also closing what? Console object also. That's why very, very important. Don't call close method on the stream object which is connected to system.out. Generally, I told you in Ameerpet, people are calling scanner is created connected to whom now? System.out. And last statement, the right scn.close. Good idea, good recommended. Error. Later, if you create scanner object by giving system.out, data will not read from the keyboard. System.in object also will be closed. System.in or system.out. If a stream object is connected to system.in or system.out, means standard input and standard output, you should not call close method in your program. It will be closed, and further your data cannot read from keyboard, and further data will not display on console. Still, if you have any questions, ask. No questions, sir? Shall I proceed next point? What is the Java 6 version writing code? Up to Java 6 version, we write like this: main method, try block, print stream of system dot out, and then finally ps dot close we are writing. This is just a sample program. Generally, we don't write ps dot close. Okay, just sample program for your understanding. I'm writing. Now Java 7 version onwards, what you write? Class test, main method. Only we write what? Try block. This finally block automatically attached here and executed by compiler, placed by compiler software automatically. Now if you take JDBC code, JDBC Advanced Java, when you join Advanced Java, people will write this. What they write now? Connection con equal to statement stmt result set by outside declare, as in Java 7 version, as Java 6 version. Then next try. Inside try block we create driver manager dot get connection object created and stored. Con dot create statement object created and stored. Statement dot execute query creates the execute SQL query, create result set object stored here. So how they are working background? Advanced Java, not core Java. Then now by using this result set object, I'm reading data from the database and then storing here. Storing or displaying something I am doing here. And then after that, what to do now? I have to catch the exception which are coming from this try block. And then IO exception also, if required, we are handling. General IO exception not required. Now, very important point. In the finally block, we are writing what? Try, catch. And inside try, if RS not equal to null, because RS variable contain null, na? If in the try block at this line number exception rise, control will go to catch block. And then finally, what is the RS value now? Null. If I don't write RS not equal to null, RS dot close will throw null pointer exception, right? So that's why we should write what? If RS not equal to null, check the condition and then call close method. Statement not equal to null, check the condition and call close method. Con not equal to null, check the condition and call close method. Now the question. Why I'm writing try and catch block? Close method internally throws SQL exception. Why? You are calling close method on RS. Close method can call RS connection if RS hold the connection only, na? If RS doesn't have connection, if you call close method, then close method will throw exception and say you connection already closed. Samajh mein aaya? So you have to handle SQL exception. Why I should handle SQL exception? Close method is reporting SQL exception. SQL exception is a checked exception you should handle. If I don't have an SQL exception here, compiler will throw error. SQL exception, unreported exception, SQL exception must be handled or declared to be thrown. So that's why we have to write. Understand? Now, there is a small problem. This is a wrong design code. Intentionally, I have read wrong design and left. Tell me, what is the wrong design code here? If I write like this, for example, here, observe carefully. Connection object is created. Connection is connecting to database. Statement object creation time. Assume we got exception. Assume. Then control will go to what? Catch block. Finally block. Try. RS value null or not null? Not null. RS value is not null. Okay. Not null, then it will not be executed. Assume that RS value is not null. Assume that. Let me tell you one thing. Now let me take another scenario. Now connection object created, statement object created, result set object is also created. Then while I am reading data from the database, due to some reason, okay, don't ask me what the reason. Due to some reason, result set object already closed. By the end of control come end of the try block, due to some reason, result set object is closed. Then did you get any exception here? No. Result set object is closed normally, no exception. Then control come to finally block. Try. If you write RS not equal to null, is it null or not null? Not null. Result set object is not destroyed. Result set object internal available connection is closed, but result set object still available. RS variable still contain result set object reference 3030 na. All are catching my point, right? So this is our JVM. Let me try to draw memory diagram one more time for you. This is our JVM. This is what? Database. And here what object is created? Result set object. Result set object contains what? Reference. Now what the reference? Let's say suppose 3030. RS variable memory is created here. 3030 contains here pointing to it. And internally it contains what? Connection to the database. Following my point? When you call rs dot to close, very, very important point. This close method, is it destroying this object? No. Is it closing the connection between rs and object? No. It is closing the connection between object and database. Samajh mein aaya? Then down if I write rs dot any operation if I do, will I get any null pointer exception? No, because still object is available. That means rs variable value null or non-null? Non-null. Here connection is closed. Under control will went to where? Finally. In finally try block. What the rs value? 3030. 3030 not equal to null? True. True means control is going and running. Rs dot close. Bolo. RS is going to RS object to try to close. Already connection was closed, not there, na? Then it will come back and throw SQL exception saying connection already closed. Why you are asking me to close again? If exception rise here, directly control go to where now? Catch block. Catch block, SQL exception rise. Hello, bhaiya. Statement object closed or not closed? Not closed. Connection object closed or not closed? Not closed. This logic try catch common to all closed method calls. Right design or wrong design? Wrong design. So what should I write? I must write try catch separately for each closed method call. So that if exception rise here, exception caught by this SQL exception, ignore it, continue running the next statement. Na? If exception rise, ignore it and continue with what? Next statement. That's why try catch you have to write for each statement separately. What the doubt, Suresh? If you have doubt, I'll explain. I will not explain again. This is the second time, third time I'm explaining, right? Yesterday 2 times I explained, today again I explain. How many times I can explain, man? What is your doubt? Tell me. Just you are in class, huh? Guys, all people understood? Huh? So, what is the point here? When you call close method, is object is unreferencing, a connection is removed. Now, calling all the 3 connections in single try catch is right or wrong? Why? Because if at all problem you got with rs.close, statement.close and con.close will not be executed. Done, everyone? From Java 6 version onwards, this headache is there or not there? Not there. Okay, na? Who will take care of all this problem calling close methods? Compiler. So in Java 6 version, how I should write? Try parenthesis. Inside try parenthesis, I should create what? All the 3 objects. Do I need to declare variable outside? No. Directly you declare inside and initialize somewhere else? No. Same place. Declare, initialize, declare, initialize, declare, initialize. And use those objects. From here, there is a chance we'll got SQL exception. Catch that exception and close. So Java 6 version, Java 7 version onwards, with a try with resource, finally block close method calls we can avoid. The code become what? Very simple and fast development. So this is core Java IO stream based. This is advanced Java JDBC code based. Still, if you have any confusions, ask. Don't ask, explain again. If you have doubts, ask. If you are not at all concentrated, not listening, somewhere you are going and coming back, that's your problem, not my problem. Any doubts? Can you explain these points to the interviewer? What close method is doing? If interviewer asks the question, object unreferenced, connection closed. Object is still referencing, still referencing. Let me tell you one small point. In companies, after rs.close, we will also write, in Ameripay we don't write, in company we write rs equal to null. Tell me, what is the difference between rs.close, rs equal to null? rs.close, close the connection to the database. rs equal to null will close the connection between rs and object. Then who is it is unreferenced and is eligible for garbage collection, ready to destroy, na? So in company safe side, people also will write what? RS equal to null also. Habituate writing that. But really required and not required, but it's a good to practice. Now, let me move to the next point. Okay, tell me. Try with resource concept is always giving benefit to the programmer? No. Every feature has a pros and cons. If you declare the variable inside try parenthesis, can I access this variable after try catch? Not possible. Sometimes we need the variables or the objects created in the try after try catch. In that case, the objects are required either inside catch or after try catch. If you want to use a resource objects inside catch or after a try catch, you must not develop try with resource. You must go what? Original code, old code. For example, when we must not use a try resources feature after try block, if you want to use the same resource object either inside catch or inside method after try catch block, we must not use try with resources concept, because we cannot access object referenced variable outside try, and also this resource connection is closed by end of the try block. Then if you want to use this closed connection object, if you use this closed connection object, we will get exception with error message connection closed. The best example is what? The best example is what? Transaction management in JDBC. Okay. Now, what is that? This transaction management in JDBC code, if you observe, what the meaning of transaction management? Do you know or don't know? Come on. If you don't know, I'll explain. If you know, I will continue. Don't know transaction management? We have database. Database. Database has a table. Okay, na? On database table, I am performing two operations. One is insert operation. Second is update operation. Third is what? Delete. Three operations I am doing. All these three operations doing some changes in the data in the table. After insert operation completed, immediately if I commit means what? Storing data permanently in the table. If I commit the data, you are executing all these three operations as a batch. Batch and a insert, update, delete on this table executed successfully. Data should store in the database table permanently. Either insert or update or delete failed, then complete data modification should roll back, should not store in the database. That means completely store or don't do anything. Okay, now what is the meaning of transaction management? Update data completely or do nothing. Don't do anything or do it completely or don't do completely. That is called what? Transaction management. If insert operation completed immediately, if you save the data permanently, if update operation fail, can you take the data back? No. That's why, what is the meaning of transaction management? Do all these transactions temporarily. Don't do directly on main table. Take some temporary memory you take. Okay, na? First do all the transactions where in this temporary memory. Insert here, update here, and then what? Delete here. First what? Take the data into this temporary, the table data into this temporary memory, and do the insert, update, and delete operation. If all the queries are executed successfully, then this data you store inside where? Table. If at all at least one query execution failed, then roll back and destroy this memory and do everything, so that the original data in the table will be remain as original, not updated partially. Are you catching my point? So if you want to do that operation, first of all, what should I know? If all the transaction try block execution completed successfully, then explicitly have to call what? Commit. All are catching my point? At least at one place its execution is failed, go to catch block and call what? Rollback. Tell me, if I use a try with resource, can I use con variable end of the try block? Yes. Can I use in the catch block? No, because the scope of the con variable only within the try block. Try with resource allowed to use or not allowed? Not allowed. Then what should I do? I have to go for old style. What the old style? Declare the con variable outside. Initialize con variable inside try. Use the try block. Start auto commit. True now, false? Set auto commit false. Originally it is what? True. Once you run insert query, directly store in the table. Once you run update query, directly store the result in the table. When I write set auto commit false, means we are telling to the connection object, wait, connection object, all the transactions I am doing, don't commit into the table until I request. Then the transactions insert, update, delete we are performing here. The data stored in the main table or stored in the temporary table? From the temporary table, if no exception raised here, control come end of the try. End of the try, I'm calling con dot commit. When I call con dot commit, what happened? The data is committed into the table permanently. Either first line or second line or third line we got exception. I'll go to where? Catch block. In catch block I called con dot rollback. Is there any compile time error? No. Why? Con variable scope is available at the method. It can be accessed in the catch. Con dot rollback I called. So there is a chance we'll get null pointer exception. Yes. Why? Con dot roll, con equal to what value? Null. If you got exception anywhere here, will control go to catch block? Yes or no? Then con dot roll, con value is what? Null. That's why here what I should write? If if con not equal to null, then only execute con dot rollback. Okay, my concentration is on rollback. That's why I'm not writing if condition. So con dot rollback will be executed. Then data will be rollback, not committed in the main table. And finally, we are closing the connection. So this is a try with resources, old style code. Old style. So these are the points we have learned in last class. Up to here, last class I explained, because some people miss the class, not understand. That's why one more time I have explained. So if interviewer asks a question, any of these topics, can you answer clearly? Yes, nice. So try with resource as per core Java. What is try with resource? What is try with resource? Why try with resource? What the syntax to use try with resource? What the compiler adding changes to try with resource? Sample program with a try with resource. In try with resource, if I use print stream with a system.out, not only print stream, system.out also close. And further, we cannot display any data on console. And then what is the difference in Java 6 to Java 7 in IO API, IO code and JDBC code? And then when to use try with resource, when should not use try with resource? All these points clearly completed. Shall I proceed next points? Okay. On try with resource, we have totally 10 rules are there. Totally 10 rules are there. And with Java 9 enhancement, in which version try with resource given? 7. In 7, they given try with resource with one problem, and the problem corrected in Java 9 version. People call it a Java 9 enhancement. Ready to see all 10 questions? 10 rules. Okay, rule number 1. I want directly explain with the program. Hope no objection. Look at this code and tell me, is this program compiled or not? Don't read rule. Directly look at the program and tell. Is this program compiled? What is the syntax? Try, parenthesis. Inside parenthesis, what type of variable I created? Print stream. What type of object I created? Print stream. Tell me, what type of resource variable and object is allowed? Auto closable subtypes are allowed. Tell me, print stream is a subclass of auto closable? Yes. It has a close method. So any compile time error will you get here? No. Compile successfully. Is it executed successfully? Yes. What is the output I'll get? Hello. Where hello coming? Because I'm calling ps.println. PS is connecting to system.out. Now, I am taking next line. Now tell me, is it allowed or not allowed? Try in parenthesis what object I have created? String object. String object program. Compile or not compile? Because string is not a connection oriented object. What type of object is allowed here? Connection. Because at end of the try block, compiler software will call yes dot close. In string close is available? No, because it is not subtype of auto closable. Compiler throw error, incompatible type. String cannot be converted to auto closable. Incompatible. Try with resources not applicable to variable type, because string cannot be converted to auto closable. Now tell me, what is the rule number 1? The resources variable and object must be auto closable type. I am strictly mentioned both point. Variable is different, object is different. Both variable and object must be auto closable type. Here variable is what type? String. Is a string auto closable? No. So that's why compiler throwing error. Now tell me here, try object obj equal to new print of system dot out. Is it compiled or not? Which part is error? Variable problem or object problem? Object problem. What the problem in object? Object, and are you reading this sentence? Are tumri fellow, don't read it. I am talking about what? Variable. Object means this is the part. New print stream is the object. And obj is what? Variable. I'm not asking what the type of variable. I'm not asking. Tell me, which part is problem? Variable side problem or object side problem? Variable side problem. Why? Obj variable is what type? Object. Object is not closable. It is a normal object. It's not subclass of auto closable. It doesn't contain any connections to the resources. So tell me, compile or not compile? Not compile. Compiler throw error. Incompatible type. Try with resources not applicable to variable type. Look at the clearly telling, compiler is telling what? Variable type. String cannot be converted to auto closable. Wonderful. Understand the rule number 1? Tell me, is this compiled or not? Tell me. ఎంతసేపు ఆలోచిస్తారా బాబు? Compile or not compile? Why compiled? AC is a variable of what type? What type of variables are allowed here? Auto closable. Allowed or not allowed? Then equal to new print stream. Print stream object is a subtype of what? Auto closable. Can be stored in auto closable variable? Yes. Compile successful. Look at their compiled or not? Yes. Very easy. Now I am removing this throws exception here. Now compiled. Listen, new point is coming. Rule number 1. All the people understand? If you have questions, ask. If you don't understand rule number 1, rule number 2, difficult. The resources variable means assignment operator left side and object means right side. Must be auto closable. Left side is string, error. Left side object obj, error. Left side is auto closable. What type of objects allowed? Auto closable. Variable type is what? Auto closable. Equal to new print stream. Object is also auto closable. And it is a subtype of auto closable. Can be stored here? Yes. Everyone should answer now. Here, at end of the try block, it is a try with resource. At end of the try block, compiler placing finally block, na? Finally block, it will place with not equal to null condition. But will it write any try catch surrounding with that close method call? No. Already catching my point. Compiler software will not write close method surrounding with try catch. If close method internally throws any checked exception, if close method internally throwing any checked exception, I must handle that exception in my program, na? Because compiler not handling that, compiler is not catching that exception, leaving catching the close method exception by programmer only. Programmer only should catch. Look at here, auto closable variable type is what? Auto closable. Here, after try block, compiler will write what, Nana? Finally, of. What do you write? AC dot close. Okay, of course, null not equal to null will be there. If AC not equal to null, AC dot close. This is the statement added by whom now? Compiler. Tell me now, when you call AC dot close, close method is reporting. If close method report any checked exception, are you handling that exception anywhere? Then compiler throw error. Exception must handle unreported exception because checked exception. Observe now. I will compile it and you decide program compiled or not. If compiled, you must explain. If not compiled also, you must explain the reason. Check. Who is writing this one? Compiler. Look at that. Unreported exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. Who? Arrow mark to whom now? AC. AC of what type? In auto closable interface, we have close method, na? Public void close of. At right side, it is having throws what? Exception. Look at that. Exception thrown from implicit call to close on resource variable AC. Compiler software in finally block, it is writing AC dot close. Close method compiler searching in which class? AC class. Who is the AC class? Auto closable. In auto closable, close method contains what statement? Throws exception. Did you handle or not handle? Not handle. That's why we got compile time error. Now read rule number 2. If the resource objects close method throws a checked exception, either it is exception or IO exception or SQL exception or some other checked exception, we must handle that exception either by catching or by reporting, else we will get compile time error. Rule number 2, all you understand? Yes, I'll show you the code. You must identify error or no error. Okay? Tell me, this one we got compile time error because of wrong variable or wrong object or exception not handler. Okay. If you don't answer, I will skip. Here onwards, I want your involvement. Why yesterday I have not explained? My target yesterday is not completing the syllabus. Okay. My target is making you understand. Yesterday, I observed that people are not responding the chat window properly. And then I thought of, instead of scolding you, let me stop the class. Okay, right. Today also, if you don't respond on only watching the screen, again, I will do same. I'll stop the session. I'll go for next chapter tomorrow. You want to miss the content? No. Reply. If you don't reply, I'm not responsible. I cannot do anything. Okay. Now, what the rule number 2? Here in this tribe, line number 17, AC variable dot close call. Close method searching in which class? Auto closable. In auto closable, close method reporting throws exception. If I don't handle that exception either by using throws keyword or by using try catch, compiler throw error. So we got error here. I commented. Now I am writing some statement here. Observe and tell me. Print stream PS equal to new print stream of system dot out I have written. Previously also I have written. Tell me, at end of the try block, compiler software will write what? PS dot to close. Then compiler software searching for close method in which class? PS class. What the PS class? Print stream class. In print stream class, close method available or not? Yes. Now I am compiling it. Did I get any error? No. What do you understand? There is no throws exception to the close method in which class? Print stream class. Close method is print stream class own method or inheriting method? Available from where? Auto closable. From auto closable, close method is inherited to print stream. Print stream has implemented a close method to close print stream object. Yes or no? Now all you people tell me. If a super class method has a throws some exception, throws a checked exception, subclass must has that throws checked exception? No. We can ignore, na? That's what happened. Inside print stream class, close method is implemented by avoiding what? Throwing checked exception. The checked exceptions are handling by whom? Print stream class close method itself. You are free from closing or catching the exceptions. Everyone understand? Then you must ask me the question, sir, do I need to write a catch block to this try with the print statement with any exception? Not required. Catch block is not required for about try because PS class close method doesn't throw any exception. Exception or IO exception or SQL exception. Exception is a generalized word. IO package exception is what? IO exception. SQL package connection exceptions what? SQL exception. All JDBC API classes, print stream class, file input stream, file output stream, all these classes are extending from where? Auto closable, and auto closable close method throwing which exception? Exception. Auto closable close method throwing which exception? Exception. I am overriding that close method in IO package classes. IO packages close method changing exception to what? IO exception, which is specific to IO package. But print stream class writing any throws? No. Next. Now SQL classes also extending from where? Auto closable. Auto closable close method is implemented by throwing which exception? SQL exception. So if I use IO package classes as a try block resources, I must handle which exception? IO. If I use JDBC objects as a auto try with resources, try block resources, which exception I should handle? SQL exception. Everyone understand? Now I'm showing you one more statement. Please try to tell me, is it compiled or not? You have to now guess and answer. Should not sit silently. Try file input stream FIS equal to new file input stream of double quotes a.txt have written. Should I handle any exception now? Yes. Which exception? FIS dot close method calling internal. When FIS dot close method call internally compiler searching for close method in which class? FIS class. In FIS class, tell me, close method throwing which exception? IO exception. Did I handle IO exception here? No. Then compiler will throw error. Handle IO exception. Look at there. Unreported exception. Okay, that I will talk later. Unreported exception, IO exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. Exception thrown from implicit call to close on resource variable FIS. So what is the rule number one? Rule number one, the resource variable and assigned object must be auto closable subtype, else compiler will throw error. Hence string class object, object class object, student class objects are not allowed. Rule number two, the resource variable, if the resource close method implicitly throwing any checked exception, we must handle that checked exception. Otherwise, compiler will throw error. How many ways we can handle? Two ways, either by reporting or by catching. Now tell me, here file input stream class, I am handling the exception by what? Catching. Now look at there. Any compile time error now? No. Compile successful. Up to now, any confusions? No. Two rules understood? Yes. Checked exception, how many rules you learn? 7 rules. And now try with resource again what? 10 rules are come. Oh my God. Try catch, how many rules are there? Throw and throws, how many rules are there? If you want to pass exceptionaling chapter written test question, try, catch, finally rules, throw, throws, rules, checked exception rules, try with resource rules. If you remember, then only you will pass in the written test exam. Otherwise, check bhajane. Rule number 3. Look at here. What I did, you tell me in English. Don't read rule, right? You tell yourself what I did in the try parenthesis. I have only declared variable. Array, If I only declare variable here after try parenthesis, compiler software trying to call ps dot close na. There is a rule. What is the rule? If you want to access a variable, it must be initialized. Is ps variable initialized? No. If ps variable is not initialized, can you use the ps dot calling method? No. Compiler throw what error? Variable might not have been initialized. What error coming? Equal to expected. Equal to expected nothing but variable might not have been initialized. Okay. Now I am writing like this. I am initializing null. Bolo, what happened? Correct. You have to observe, see this entire or this chapter, all rules you have to talk based on what? ps dot close. After try, I call ps dot close. Any compile time error now? No. PS variable initialized with null. Compiler don't is it a null object? Compiler no only initialized or not initialized. Then at runtime, JVM will call PS variable assigned with what? Null. System dot out dot println in try to. Then control is going to finally. In finally it is calling what? PS dot close. Then you will get null pointer exception. Inside finally block, compiler will write not equal to null checking condition there. I told you na Gajini. If you speak, you will not be Gajini. There is no compile time error and there is no runtime error. What is the output you will get? In try to. Bola. Why in try to not coming? Excellent. System dot out connection is closed. Where? From here. How many places you are written system dot out? Look at this. Mouse gone. Mouse pointer is gone. Try print stream ps equal to new print string of system dot out. Here only connection closed. So what to do now? Connection open again. Comment it. I am commenting because of error connection closing. Sala enough. You try to will come. No, nothing will come now. Why? Because of another try with a print stream system dot out. Now we'll get control 1, control 2, in try to. Bolo. After displaying in try to, bolo, what happened? Connection closed or not closed? Not closed. Why not closed? Because at end of the try we didn't call system dot out dot close. We call ps dot close. PS dot close doesn't close the connection. Did you get any runtime error here? No. Exception no. Because why? PS variable not equal to condition handling is there. Okay, tell me. If I write like this, what happened? Any exception? Any compile time error? In a try 3 message will display. Bola. Any compile time error? No compile time error. Next. Any runtime error? No. In try 3 will come? Yes. Couldn't the connection close? When a connection closed? After a try. Here system dot out in try 2. Connection closed or not closed? PS dot close. PS not connected to system dot. End of the second try block. Connection closed? Yes sir? No. Yes sir? No. Confusion. You call what? PS dot close. When I call PS dot close, it is closing what? Print stream. Print stream connected to system dot out. System dot out is closed. Where? After try. And this system dot out dot println in try 3 completed or not? Now I am writing in after try 3. Display na will not display. Why? Because of system dot out, because of PS. Because of PS, system dot out closed. Control 1, control 2. After try 3 will not come. Okay, na? Tell me, the resource variable must be, what the rule number 3? The resource variable must be initialized either with an object or with a method call or at least with null. Hey, which method call? Void method or non-void method? Non-void method. Then here the object or non-void method type should be any type or auto-closable type. Auto-closable type. Rule number 1 should not forget. Otherwise, compiler throw error equal to expected. Okay. Here compile time error. Now I am commenting all statements so that system.out will not be closed. Shall I stop class? Feeling boring, no? And rules. Wherever go rules. This rule is created because of private resource or because of the basic variable. Your accessing variable after try should be initialized. This rule is created because internally by using the resource variable close method is called. If you don't initialize resource variable close method cannot be called. It is the basic rule on accessing variable. Rule number 4. What is rule number 1? Variable type and object type must be auto closable. Rule number 2. You start with I will add. Tell me. You see the syntax, man. Automatic rules will come. Just I am explaining syntax only. Rule number 1. The variable and object must be auto closable type. Rule number 2. Close method call. The implicit call to the close method, if it throws checked exception, the implicit call to the close method throws, or implicitly calling close method throws checked exception, we must handle it. Close method in auto closable throws exception, we must handle. In IO package, close method throws SQL IO exception, we must handle it. JDBC will throw SQL exception, we must handle it. The only stream object that doesn't throw exception is print stream. Except print stream, everything will throw exception. Read rule number 4 yourself. Also, we cannot create an object without variable declaration, else compiler throw error. Tell me, if I write just a new print stream, what is the problem? I don't explain, you analyze. Try with resource means what thought should come to your mind? Calling close method, right? Tell me, if I write only object, how can I use that object after try? Is it a reachable or not reachable? When an object or value reachable when you store inside a variable. Through variable only values and objects are reachable. Okay, na? The try with resource. The try with resource must be either a variable declaration or expression denoting a reference to a final or effective final variable. Sir, we don't need to have all those things. We need to take only one thing. What is that? Variable declaration. Why variable declaration? For calling close method. For calling close method inside finally block. Okay. For calling close method, the above object compiler requires variable. Okay. Rule number 5. Read rule number 5 yourself and try to answer this code. I don't help you. See, first our concentration is what? Variable declaration and object. Second concentration is close method call. Third concentration is variable, only variable allowed, only object allowed. That is our concentration. Nothing but we are working on syntax only. Now my concentration is body. Inside try parenthesis body, what can I do? What I cannot do. Now try to understand now yourself. We cannot assign new object or null to the resource variable inside try body. Come on. Try parenthesis, I have written one object. Inside try body, I have written PS3 equal to new print stream. What is the meaning of it? PS3 equal to new print stream of double quotes ABC when you write. Print stream object is now pointing to whom now? File. Earlier it's pointing to what? console. Now I am passing what? ABC. Now it is connecting to what? File. Then listen carefully. Inside try parenthesis, I have written PS3 equal to new print tree of bbc.txt file. First connecting to ABC file. Inside try block, I change PS3 connection to bbc.file. End of the try block, it is calling PS3.close na. Which object is closed? ABC connection or BBC connection? Then what about ABC connection? It's still open in the project, in the JVM or not? Is it a right design or wrong design? You are asking to close the resource object created in the parenthesis, but you are changing to the another object, and later if you blame me, how can I, what I can do? I am saying that I will teach you full syllabus, but you are not telling me to full syllabus. Later if you blame me, what can I do? Is it a mistake or my mistake? Our mistake. Okay. Now tell me what the story. The resource variable you create in the try must close its assigned first object. That's why you are not allowed to modify the object inside. Compiler throw error. Auto closable resource PS3 may not be assigned. If we assign, old object will gone. Okay. At least can I assign with null? If I assign with null, and if you go to end of the try PS3 dot close. Now PS3 variable pointing to whom now? Null. Close will not close anything and terminated. The resource object first abc.txt connection object closed or not closed? Not closed. Compiler will throw again. Auto closable resource PS3 may not be assigned. Okay na? Then I'll do one thing, sir. In the try block, I will only declare variable and I will assign object in the try block. Then problem solved. Compiler will call. Come here. What I told in the previous rule. Resource variable must not only declare. Object must be there, right? Also, we cannot declare variable and initialize in try block because of rule number 3. Rule number 3, assignment is compulsory. Look at there, we'll get compile time error. Assignment expected. If we solve assignment problem, then we get error for what? Second line. So finally, what did you understand in rule number 5? We cannot change the resource value inside try block. If you try to change, compiler will throw error. Okay, now program compiled. Yes. Illegal start of expression. Okay. Now, rule number 1, repeat. Resource variable and object must be auto closable. Rule number 2. The implicit call to close method throws checked exception we must handle. Rule number 3. Variable must be assigned with either default value null or object. Correct? Any rule missing? Rule number 4. We cannot pass object as an argument. We must have variable. Only variable we cannot declare. Only object also we cannot pass. Compulsory variable must be assigned. Rule number 5. What is rule number 5? We cannot assign a new object or null to the resource variable inside try body. Compiler throw error. This is very important point. Rule number 6. I am declaring variable before try parenthesis and I am assigning value to the variable in try parenthesis. Oh, allow kar sakte. I declare variable before try and initialize in the try parenthesis. Is it allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. In for loop, you can declare outside and use inside. But now here, not allowed. Outside declare, inside using, not allowed. Declaration must be in try parenthesis. The resource, what is the rule on try parenthesis? Try resource must be a declaration. right? If you do initialization, compiler throw error. The try with resources, resource must be a variable declaration. Should not write outside somewhere else. Compiler will throw error. Slowly we're entering into Java 9 version. This is the mistake Sun Microsystem designed in a wrong way. If you are not allowed to declare variable outside and use inside, if I have my object already in the previous line somewhere, I want to use that object as a resource. If you are not allowed me to use it, then it is a limitation or not? Yes. When I have seen this one, I got my question. Why not allowed? What is your problem? After try parenthesis, you should call what? PS4 dot variable I declared outside that has a scope up to that finally block or not? Yes. Then why Sun Microsystem not allowed? I got angry. In Java 9 version, I satisfied. In Java 9 version, they corrected their mistake. From Java 9 version onwards, they are allowing us to declare variable outside. Use that variable directly, not assigning. Okay, na? Directly. So this is a compile time error. You declare outside, initialize inside, not allowed. You must declare, initialize. Both you have to do wherein? Same line. Okay, now both you have to do in the same line. You cannot do that other things. Okay, now I am commenting this for the time being, or else let me take here. Let me take here what? System dot out, and I'm commenting this try parenthesis. Okay, now buddy. Now the most important rule. Look at that. As per above rule. As per this previous rule, I have already one object available outside. PS5 variable and object also available. Can I use that variable in the try parenthesis directly? No. Which version? Up to Java 8 version. In Java 7 version, Java 8 version, they are not allowing declare the outside resource as a try resource. Compiler throwing error. In Java 9 version, they realized, array, there is no problem. Why I am not allowing? Let me allow. From Java 9 version onwards, we are allowed. Then in Java 8 version, how we are allowed to use outer resources as a try resource. Small technique they have given. What the rule with the try with resource? Variable declaration. I got declare one new variable. Declared. Then next that variable must be initialized. Yeah, initialize. What you should initialize with the new object ruler? No, I am taking outer object and assign to it. Samajh mein aaya? Tell me, system dot out already created or not? That we can assign to our print is? Yes. Same way, FOS 6 is pointing to one file output stream object. That file output stream object already there. Then I'm assigned to my local variable. Is it allowed or not? Yes. Program compiled successfully. But one small problem is here. What is that? When you are trying to call file input stream or a file output stream to connect to a file, it will implicitly throw what? File not found exception. That file not found exception I must handle. Otherwise, compiler throw error, unreported exception, file not found exception must be handled. How to handle file not found exception? Try catch or directly what? Throws. Now to the main method declaration here, I am writing throws. Directly I am writing what? Exception. All exceptions will be handled. Sir, all people okay now? Following? Compile successfully. Where is the code? Here. Right? Now when you create print stream object outside, as a resource you cannot use directly. Up to Java 8 version it is not allowed, leads to compile time error. Then how can you use external resource as a try resource? You should declare one explicit variable, assign that object reference variable to here. Then now tell me, this object become try resource object. Okay na? Tell me, end of the finally block, what happened? End of the try block, in finally block, it will call what? FOS dot close. When you call FOS dot close, who will be closed? FOS closed, FOS pointing connection closed. FOS pointing to FOS 6. FOS is pointing to file output stream. Finally, FOS 7 dot close will close what? File output stream object. Remember it. Remember it. I'll ask one more question later. From Java 9 version onwards, we no need to declare explicit variable. Directly I can pass object. File output stream FOS 8 equal to new file output stream. Try FOS 8 directly I am passing. Any compile time error? No. Which version? If you are writing Java 8 version exam, will it be compile time error or no? Yes. Will it be compile time error? Yes. This one and this one leads to what? Compile time error. Is it compile time error? No. Which version Java you are writing, you should know. I'm teaching all possible versions features. So, and I'm mentioning in which version this feature is given. In written test exam, which version Java you are writing, you should know. Okay, na? Right. So from Java 9 version, there is no problem. We can directly pass. Everyone understand? Then end of the try block, in finally block, what it will call? FOS dot close. Then now what is closed? FOS object is closed. So compile successfully. Can you try to recollect once all the rules? Rule number 1. Resource variable and its object must be auto closable. In which language are you speaking? Java English. Java is vocabulary, English is grammar. Sir, I don't know English, sir. This is not English class, sir. Yes, sir, no, bhaiya. What is it? Java. English class or Java class? Am I teaching English grammar to you? Then how dare you to say both? What is class? Malija. That is a problem with you. You always watching snow. Then interview will ask a question. Tell me about try with resource. Wow. What are the different rules are there? Abbo, several rules are there. Asala try with resource with several rules. Yendu ala chusta untavu maatadava. అది అక్కడ ఇంకో ఫ్రెండ్ ఉన్నాడు ఏడాడు అది రెండోవాడు ఏ భయ్యా బాగా చూస్తున్నావా నువ్వేరా బాబు కలిసొక్క చూస్తున్నావా బాగా తెలుగా హిందీయా తెలుగు నాకు తెలుసు మనం మాట్లాడడం సైలెన్స్ ఎందుకో చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి మనం చెప్పింది ఏంటి పెన్ డ్రాప్ సైలెన్స్ అది అలవాటు అయిపోయింది జీవితాంతం అంతే 4 నెలలు 5 నెలలు అయింది బ్యాచ్ స్టార్ట్ అయ్యి ఇంకా మాట్లాడిపోతే అట ఏ బ్యాచ్ 9am 11am 11am అడ్మిషనా 9am అడ్మిషన్ 11am మరి ఏం రోగం రా 11am అంటే ఎందుకు మాట్లాడవు రోజు వస్తున్నావు క్లాస్కి రోజు ఎక్కడ కూర్చున్నావు రోజు వచ్చి కనిపించలేదు ఈరోజు ఫస్ట్ రైజ్ చూస్తున్నాను నేను ఈ మధ్య రాలేదా మరి రోజు వస్తున్నావు అంటే ఈ మధ్య వస్తున్నాను అన్నావు నేనేం అడిగాను రోజు వస్తున్నావు అని అడిగాను ఏం చెప్పాను వస్తున్నాను అన్నా మరి కనిపించట్లేదంటే ఈ మధ్య రావట్లేదంటే దాని మీనింగ్ అదేగా రోజు రావట్లేదనేగా వండర్ఫుల్ క్యాండిడేట్ నిన్న వచ్చావా మొన్న వచ్చావా మరి ఎలా ఎందుకు వచ్చావు ఎడిపోయా ఎందుకు పెళ్లి చూపులా సంక్రాంతికి వెళ్ళావా ఎన్ని రోజులు రాబాయ్ ఏ ఊరు నెల్లూరు ఆదిరెడ్డిని కలిసి వచ్చా నెల్లూరులో వెళ్ళి ఆదిరెడ్డిని కలిసి వచ్చా బిగ్ బాస్ ఆదిరెడ్డిని కలిసావా అలా మరి ఆయన కలవకుండా చదువు చెప్పుకొని ఏం చేశారు నెల్లూరులో ఇన్ని రోజులు ఉంటది ఎవ్రీ పర్సన్ హ్యాస్ ఏ టార్గెట్ ఓకే సో ఇఫ్ యువర్ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఈజ్ నాట్ ఎ టార్గెట్ అండ్ యు ఆర్ హియర్ ఫర్ ఎంజాయింగ్ విత్ యువర్ పేరెంట్స్ ఇన్ హాలిడేస్ ఎంజాయింగ్ విత్ యువర్ ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఆన్ ఈవినింగ్ మార్నింగ్స్ no need to be in the Hyderabad. Pack up and go back to your hometown. One day if you miss class also, next day you will not understand. Maybe by this time already you experienced. Every day topic, previous day topic I'll connect to next. This week topics I'll connect to next week. Every day topics will be connected. So practice every day. Motivate your juniors to practice every day. Motivate your juniors to take Sunday as a revision day. Coming days, I am not going to take any Sunday classes in every batch. All batches, Sundays, holiday. Mari entu iskunnanu yesterday, why did you take? Correct? Angry na? Yeah, next Sundays onwards, I am not taking. Don't worry. Sundays, no regular classes. Sunday is only revision day. So you have to work out yourself. Sunday is not a holiday to you. Sunday afternoon onwards holiday. Up to from 1 onwards. Chicken biryani, mutton biryani. Sleeping up to 4 o'clock go outside. Watch one movie. Do you have a habit of watching movies? No. Go to 5th floor. Cinema without watching movies, why your life? Why you don't watch movies? No time. Huh? That's why you are confusing too much. You are studying, and finally, there is a movie called American Tare Zaman Par. When you see Java, JVA jumping. Sunday afternoon watch movies, Rava, or YouTube video you watch, okay? Leave your brain, give some entertainment to your brain. Really, I'm saying. In a weekly, completely, every 5 minutes, 10 minutes also, if you open Java, Hayami, Java, and plan your day properly, Ravaya. Okay. In a day also, you have to watch some, entertainment videos. Sometime you have to spend the time. Completely 24 hours Java, and finally become Java mad person. You have to give some rest to your brain, go outside, walk on the roads, go to some good tiffin shop, eat some tiffin. Budget, very important. My father, when I give 3,000 rupees per month, I used to take. On 3,000 first day, I will plan everything. I'll write how many pens I should buy, okay, how many soaps I need to buy. Everything I plan. And finally, minimum around 500 rupees I saving. That 500 rupees using for next month. Okay, so every week, Saturday, second show, compulsory we go. You people, no enjoyment, no subject, waste fellows. Okay, plan it here, plan properly. Saturday night, second show movie you plan. Hostels will close, huh? Okay, Saturday first show, classes are there. Sir, Sunday at least first show movie you go. Okay, Satyam Theatre not there, na Gokul Theatre is there. Don't go for 500 rupees ticket, 250 rupees tickets. Why you want, what do you call, big shows, PVR and all, why you required? Do you have any family? No, right? You are after all, fresher, beginner. Right? Now, what you can say, bachelor. Being a bachelor, you must enjoy, if you go to regular theaters, you can shout there, whistles you can give. PVR, you go like a professional person, you should silently. If at all you give visual, everybody look, hey, bro, what kya kar raha hai idhar? Get out from here. You are a, bachelor, a student, enjoy student life, man. Seriously, I'm telling. Today onwards, Sunday is what? Revision day, enjoyment day. Morning, revise it, and then afternoon onwards, chicken biryani and go outside. Your hostel people providing chicken? No? Then change the hostel. Right? Sunday and chicken compulsory. You don't eat, huh? You people don't have eating chicken habit not there. Okay, at least sweet providing in place of chicken. No? Then change the hostel. Go and ask. First you should ask when joining hostel, not only room. Same rule. Same rule. Only chicken they will provide. Yeah. Sir, let me start one hostel then. You come and join. Okay. Slave waste fellows. We were not like this. We demand, hey, why you don't provide? Java hostel. Okay. So fine. Hope you understand the topic, right? Sunday is a revision day and afternoon is a enjoyment day. And every day you spend some half an hour to 1 hour for refreshment. Go on the roads and walk that side, this side. Okay, and some YouTube videos, jovial videos are there, na? Right? Joke videos. You just watch and I can concentrate on the subject. And don't miss classes. Now onwards, your batch especially. Okay, now onwards we are in a Very, very important topic discussion. Now onwards, up to 1 month means end of the February, you are planning to complete or which 100% I'll complete. Don't worry. So end of the February up to this month, at any cost, don't miss the single class also. If you miss one class also, you'll face the lot of problem. Everyday topics I'm going to use next classes. Clear my point? Right. So tell me, repeat once again for the first rule, variable type, object type must be auto-closable. Then only compiler can call close method on that variable and execute from the object. Second, if close method implicitly throw any checked exception, we must handle that exception. Rule number 3. Rule number 3. The variable must be initialized either with object or with null. Otherwise, compiler throw error. Rule number 3. Only variable declaration we cannot provide. Rule number 4. Only object declaration we cannot provide. Rule number 6. You cannot assign the object to the variable inside block, inside try block. I am seeing the syntax. I am not remember the rules. I remember syntax, and the syntax 1 by 1 point. I am just checking myself. That's it. Okay. And rule number 7. What is rule number 7? The variable you declare outside or the resource you declare outside, you cannot use as a try resource. Compiler throw error. Can I use it as a resource from the latest version? Yes. From which version? 9 version onwards. Clear? Right. These are the totally 7 rules. Rule number 8. Very, very important rule. Tell me, if I declare variable outside, can I use that variable after try resource? Yes. For example, FOS6 variable is available before try. After try, can I access FOS7? FOS7 can I use? No. Compiler throw error, cannot find symbol. Okay. Can I use FOS6? Yes. By using FOS6, can I call some write method? See, by using output stream, what I can do? Writing only, na? FOS7 dot write, if you call, compiler throw error, FOS7 is not available, cannot find symbol, scope is closed. Now I'm calling FOS6 dot write method. Any compiled error? No. Compile successfully. Will it execute at a runtime? No. No. Why? Because FOS pointing file output stream object is already closed. Then you will get exception, IO exception. First FOS dot write. Look at that. Compiler throwing cannot find symbol, or it's already 1 o'clock. Oh my God. FOS6 dot write method. Compiler not compiled. Not compiled it, not problem, but runtime error you will get. What is that? IO exception, stream closed. Okay. Then next, FOS8 dot write method. What happened? IO exception. Why? FOS8 you passed as a try resource, na? You passed as a try resource, and inside after try FOS dot 8 called, then write method called, then it is what? Connection is already closed. So we got close connection exception, connection closed exception. Hope you all understand it? Right. So one more rule is there. That is what? 9th rule and 10th rule. We'll discuss them. This 9th and 10th rule we'll discuss in tomorrow class. Okay, na? So need more 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, let me try to complete quickly now. Again tomorrow, and again I need to invite other batch people also. Look at here. Look at here. If you want to create or use multiple resources, is it allowed or not? Yes. But one resource must be separated by another resource with semicolon. If you write only one resource, semicolon is not required. Look at there, semicolon did I write? No. Semicolon did I write? No. If only one resource, semicolon not required. Multiple resource, if you're writing, semicolon is required. I created outside one resource. Inside I am writing with semicolon, allowed. Without semicolon also allowed. I created 2 resources outside. I am writing separated with what? Semicolon. With comma, not allowed. That is rule number 9. Rule number 10. Tell me, inside try parentheses, can I call the methods? No. Can I create normal variables to assign some value? No. Inside try parentheses, you have to write only with what? Object, variable creation, auto closable variables creation only allowed. Other than that, any logic statements, if you want, right, that logic statements must be only in the try body. Okay, na? These are the total 10 rules you have to practice and remember compulsory. Is it clear? Right. So this entire material I will upload to Google Classroom, these rules and everything. Try to practice. Clear my point? So with this, we completed exception handling chapter fully up to Java 9, new features, whatever added. Up to Java 19 version, what are the points are there in exception handling chapter? Everything we have covered. So tomorrow we will continue with our object-oriented programming pending topics. Hope you remember? Yes, where we were? Constructor chaining. Okay, with the constructor chaining we will continue tomorrow class. Clear? Now this week fully constructor chaining, abstraction, interface, and one project on object-oriented programming combining with exception handling. Already I explained. So one more time I need to explain because you don't have an idea. Okay. So by this weekend we will complete object-oriented programming, exception handling up to that fully. Exception handling completed. Okay. Object-oriented programming remaining points we are completing by this weekend. So next week, Monday onwards, we'll start multi-threading. 1 week it will take. Next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we'll start collections and complete. Clear my point? Thank you. That's all for today class. See you all tomorrow as usual. Tomorrow.